Up here we have Renekton. You're going to kind of get melted by this. And the Ziggs is like, well, fine, we just won't run into you. We'll just throw bombs at you endlessly. Cassiopeia, the way she functions as a champion...
It really adds some turmoil here to the LCK for 2025, as we've got a lot of action happening here. Showmaker gets Faker down, and I assume secured. Oh no! Dora not going to be able to get it. And Shiu is going to be winning that lane for now as the pillar comes down in this mid lane. Ona turns up. Flash out from Faker as Ona wants to be able to do battle with Lucid here, but there are a lot of minions and there's an angry snake. So Faker this time. Flash advantage for the Cassiopeia as Ona is going to move over Vision. Dustbringer comes down, spell shields the Noxious Blast, and the flash has to be employed as Carrier was making his way over. Beryl finding out exactly where Ona is. Oh, no. I think his position is also known. Another Dustbringer comes down as now Beryl does get spotted on that ward, does need to use that dredge line to get himself out of there, and the Dragon will be given up and will reset as the flash away as Doran was making his way over. Beryl now in trouble. Does manage to buffer the hook pretty nicely as Ona flashes towards him, aiming, trying to get this Nocturne out of there as a public execution. Max range from Doran! And they're able to take down Beryl for first blood. Third is going to go over to DK here as well. So a little bit of extra side laning power as Mega Inferno steals it away. Never you mind. And yep, Gumayusi is pretty good at doing that.
T1, so nice little sneak away from Guma just to grab that. Does mean he's down that ultimate, and teams are posturing towards this dragon.
Yeah, Ona is looking to try and put some pressure on this crab as Lucy's going to get slammed into the wall. There's a paranoia as well, and Subjugate not going to be enough to save him. I'm not entirely sure what the plan was there as the Realm Warp comes out. Faker is going to make his way over, slows down Shiu here, but he is going to be okay.
The dragon, it's a big influx of gold, and the objective as well for T1.
And we have to go back to what we were talking about earlier on, right? T1, this draft, very flexible, has a lot of options as Hook is going to catch Doran once again, and even the Valkyrie damage is going to be enough. That was an overstep, and that is one on the board here.
He's so mobile in the best, I think he could maybe get away.
And bonk. Very nicely done. For some extra plates, does manage to get another one here as the Corki is very strong. Meanwhile, here towards the bottom side, this Renekton in a bit of trouble, doing a decent job to try and keep himself alive, but it doesn't quite work as Faker just barely survives. With like, what, double-digit health, single-digit health? He was very close to dead.
And you saw the potions ticking. That made the difference, but now Doran in trouble.
In trouble yet again as a depth charge going to come down this time around. Will be absorbed there by the ulti, and I don't think he's going to be getting out. That's another kill going over to aiming, and both of them go into his hands. As Mega Inferno Bomb not going to be enough to save that turret, and it looks like DK will be able to get first brick in this game. It is already
these
objectives.
Yeah, and it does mean a massive gold lead for aiming because he was just picking up plates in the top side while T1 were making plays on the rest of the map. It was just aiming, just
now complete though. Big item spikes to come in, but let's have a look at this from Faker's perspective. As he's tanking up this turret. Whoa!
Went to 9 HP.
Plates all over the place.
Yeah. And, you know, feels bad for the Ziggs when he's not the one getting the plates. Oh, Faker.
Yeah, Beryl making his way in. Faker going to flash. And that was a good one because there are a lot of DK members down here. Carrier could be in trouble, though. Steadfast Presence comes down. She catches him with the stun. And there is nowhere for this Poppy to go. More plates going over to DK.
It's not like plates, but T1 will be able to pick up this top tower with the power of the Ziggs.
Well, we're getting a bit paranoid here towards the bottom side of the map as Ona does go in, then immediately goes out.
Yeah, ends up regretting that decision when he sees the Renekton there, and the redemption comes through this way.
The team. So Rift Herald is getting taken down very low. Beryl in position as he just gets evicted. All right, well, goodbye. Lucid comes over and steals it away, though. Never mind, there was a troll just waiting in there. It's like it's under a bridge. As we have a redemption coming down, Lucid gets all of his health bar back as the teleport comes in from Doran, and immediately he is blown up. And there is nothing that they can do about it. Highway
Cassiopeia playing into the Trundle as well. Now Dplus going to be able to get a ton of value off the back of this Herald.
Yep. And takes down the outer turret in the mid lane. They're also taking the Dragon at the same time as T1 not quite finding it as Petrifying Gaze connects on to the Poppy, but Carrier is going to survive. We get a bit of a zoom in here from Jonas Strong, but not any joy going to come of that. But Lucid is going to be taking this Drake, and so that will be feats of strength over to DK in what feels like the blink of an eye right now. It's also a Cloud Soul, which is fantastic.
Yep. Blast going over the wall, and they just don't have vision of him. Just slides in, ends up being a miss-smite from Ona there.
Just a little bit of a misread there, unfortunately, for Doran.
Well, they're setting up a trap here. I think they may have found Shiwu.
Yeah, the Crocodile has certainly been sought out as the heroic charge does come in. Public execution comes down as well. The redemption this time from Beryl is going to work, but the paranoia comes in. The flash out, he manages to get the stun as Ona overcommits for it, and now we get some knockups to come through Beryl, but the Realm Warp, and that gets them to safety, and Aiming is taking an inner turret in the mid lane.
This is what Ziggs is supposed to do, you know, just a tower killer, but Aiming has just been playing tower destruction duty this whole game, getting plates for days, getting towers for days, and now Doran in trouble.
Oh, another hook gonna connect. Beryl's, like, anchor is magnetized to Doran today.
Doran is not having a good time. 0, 4, and 2 on this Ambessa. He's just being bullied out. And another turret going over to the side of Dplus. That's the fourth because Shiwu flashed out of the ult.
Shiwu once again in trouble here. Doesn't have the Dominus and is going to have to try and get himself over this wall. Yeah, not going to happen. And Mega Inferno Bomb was going to be there to confirm the kill. Unfortunately, I do like Blackfire Torch, so I'm already okay with it for that reason. As now Faker is looking to get himself out with the Realm Warp, and he does! Chomp not going to be enough.
Yeah, flashes away from the... I think Aiming needs to have that in mind and think,
yes,
don't do
he
that.
Needs to be reminded of that.
Don't do that.
But no one else needs to be reminded of that. Second Dragon comes through here for DK. As Otacon has been started. Some vision is still here, though, for T1. They're teleporting in. And the Ziggs already here. Doran going back first before he decides to teleport over. As DK just back away. They get the teleport. And they... Wait. DK just making a measured decision. Redemption comes down. Showmaker comes in. He's a lot of DPS represented here for DK, but he's not hitting the Otacon right now. They're looking for a turn. Miasma comes in. Another hook comes down as Doran has to flash away. He's been subjugated as well. And they look for the Crocodile. He slices, dices, and gets himself out of there. As Shiu's still looking a little worse for wear, but not quite as bad as Beryl, who is basically out of this fight completely. T1 take control of the Otacon. Lucid trying to get over there as Beryl finds another hook onto Doran. The Petrifying Gaze as well onto Faker. They've taken 2 kills, but it is the Otacon secured by T1. Now can they get out of there? That's the big question. As DK, it's a bit of a sacrifice to give it away if they're not able to get a little bit more. As the pillar will come through pretty soon here from Lucid, and Ona is not getting out of this one. Aiming even able to come over and pick up the kill with the Gatling gun, and DK, that is a big lead now as far as money. Now this replay in the meantime, battle on 2 fronts. DK decided that they're not going to be taking the Otacon, as this Baron will just go to DK. There is nothing T1 can do about it. Mega Inferno Bomb not stealing it this time because Lucid does have Smite.
Yeah,
for this purple monster.
The amount of DPS on that neutral really making... Oh, Shiwu. It's not flash.
Gonna get Realm Warp done and will get interrupted there by the Steadfast Presence. Still there's a fair bit of health bar to get through, but the Satchel will hold him in place and takes down the Crocodile.
Fourth item.
He's almost their gold lead.
Yeah.
Like, alone. As now Carrier is in a lot of trouble. That trophy is just pesky.
Not sure the angle he was really going for there. Just super overextended. Potentially looking for a flank and just gets instantly exploded. Doran doing pretty good into Shiwu specifically, but he's got friends.
Yeah, he's got a lot of buddies, and the public execution is going to miss. There are so many things on the ground, and the turret just evaporates. Aiming looked at it, and it just exploded. Beryl going to make his way over, and I think that's the base that's going to get broken here on this push. That Rebel Baron power play that I was telling you was quite low is now obscenely large. 4,000 is the note of that one, and that means that they have a 7.5 point now to be picked up from for DK as well.
Aiming level 16, going to be able to recall and pick up Infinity Faker and Guma to get the damage off onto those members. Like, there's a lot of make treads across the board. Yeah. Dplus. Only person who doesn't have make treads is Showmaker.
And he can't build them. Yeah. It's very unfortunate.
But a lot of them upgraded as well. And the AD damage, you know, Ona's not doing that much AD damage. I mean, he's quite fed, but it's hard to spread it as Nocturne, and Doran is 0-6.
Yeah, he's just eating anchors.
Yeah,
As Paranoia comes down, we've got a Realm Warp to join him in here as they look for Aiming, but he just gets himself out, and Beryl is going to vacate as well as Showmaker flashes for it. Lucid dives in on top and the Nocturne and Ziggs immediately go down. Kerry gets caught out, and this game, ladies and gentlemen, is over. Faker is the last man standing. Teleports come in as DK, it's their turn for the jump scare, and now they will take down another in-hit. They're going to take down some Nexus turrets as well, and DK in a classic DK Game 1 are going to be 1-0 in this series.
T1 try and find a way back in. They look for aiming, but this time he holds strong. 0 deaths in this game. 9-0-3, that early Corky pick coming up huge, and Dplus will go 1-0 up.
Power in the duo as far as mid-jungle is concerned, but Ari just kind of doesn't make us feel good.
Yeah, so
here at the LCK.
Obviously the mobility
making, but also even in sort of like the microclasm of a team fighters, we are going to see a good little headbutt back onto Beryl. Doesn't find all that much value with that tornado as the flash forward from Ona as well. Beryl holds the flash for a very long time and then stays alive as Ona almost not so lucky. And I don't think T1 needs to be too worried about it for now.
Yeah, but it's a big move from Dplus, bringing both bot laners up to ensure they get
in mid. As Lucid comes over, spotted on this ward. And Faker throws some rocks at him. Charm is going to connect though as in goes Lucid, skirting the rocks as Faker has to flash to get himself out. Beryl was making his way over.
Top lane, aiming's grabbing that wave, so they'll take the one grub. They won't stay around for more.
Shiu is underneath the turret here as the equalizer
spot to be in.
Yeah. Equalizer placement was a thing. As they're setting up for a potential dive here onto Faker. Wind becomes lightning, and Lucid gonna flash out of the way, gets a nice knock up, and Faker, remember, no flash, and will be taken down by the horde of minions that had been prepared earlier. The flash has to come out here from Shiu, though. Getting Earth, Wind, and Fire dragons.
I'm gonna hold you to this.
It's likely to happen.
Oh.
As Beryl flying around a little bit here as Kerry is ghosting for him. Let's see whether Beryl's going to be able to make it as the Monsoon is going to be waited for, and they pile on top and take out the Janna. Wow, that was immediate punishment.
That is the one thing you look at and you say, we're not fighting.
Yep.
If one jungler has Sundered Sky and the other doesn't, no, we're not interested. We don't.
It's the Sundered Sky rule.
Yeah, and honestly, you look across the board, mid laners, 80 carry.
And we'll be told to leave. A lot of vision here for DK was invested towards that bottom side to guarantee the double dragon. And now Shiu is going to get left out to dry. Equalizer doing a fair bit of damage, but that's a lot of CC. And he will just be taken down. Scrap Shield will allow him to at least get this wave, or the majority of it. As now a counter dive towards the bottom side as aiming is flashing away. Had turret aggro and didn't need to be a little bit worried about that one. There is the Unbreakable Will from Carrier.
It's not the most meaningful soul. Oh, Shiu, he has, sorry, Darren, he has flash.
Well, he might have to use it here, as Lucid will be able to find the knock-up. All the deception comes down, and oh, he's just dead. And he knows it. Not going to be able to flash out of this one, and he will get some use out of the passive.
One objective or one kill away from Feats of Strength.
Very, very close. Feats of Warfare are available for both teams with one kill. See whether they do so. Okay, and of course, with Spirit Rush, he is going to be fine.
He doesn't have TP yet, but oh.
Yeah, Weaver's Wall coming on down. Shiu does have Flash and uses it to get out of that seismic shove. Is now aiming once again, throwing the culling into the cow. As Gumiushi with On the Hunt already procced. Fair bit of damage onto Lucid here. As we've got the Unstoppable Onslaught interrupted there by Showmaker, and the Charm is going to come down as well. That's going to take the Scion out of the fight as Redemption getting Lucid healthy once more, but Showmaker isn't quite that.
Yeah, his TP's up soon, so I think he's going to try and recall. Actually, he doesn't have time to. We'll just stay around on low HP. Okay, he's going for it now. They stole out the Herald. He's going to
going over to DK, no matter whether they won the race or not, for the objective. So some upgraded shoes, as well as having that soul point, which is so important.
Yeah, I think it's telling that it's a chem.
Good. I guess. As Doran going to be unstoppably onslaughting towards the bottom side of the map. Doesn't work as a verb, but it's always good to try. As the Howling Gale is going to looking to deny it if they can, but if they do manage to take this Drake, it is just one Chemtech. Doesn't mean a massive amount, as aiming, looking for Carrier here with that culling as the Equalizer goes down. Redemption comes on in, the Charm goes wide. Fair bit of damage coming on through, but no commitment here. As DK will back away. A fair few buttons now on cooldown on the Hunt, as well as the Equalizer being the big ones.
Culling down as well.
True.
Redemption used to heal up a little bit here. And the Rumble's, I mean, he's on a flank angle, but a bit distance from the rest of the team without the Equalizer. That can be risky.
Yep, Seismic Shove as Shiu Gonna move now towards Faker. Carrier, 50% health as Showmaker looking for an angle. That's a Mega Cone, remember, as the flash forward from Doran. Monsoon from Beryl here, trying to come on through as in fact it was the Crescent Guard as Lucid flashes his way out, but the Cataclysm will be able to take him down. Still the Charm connects, and the Jarvan falls down as well. Doran trying to be a monster in the front line, but Gumushi is skirted on top of here by Showmaker. They take down the Scion, but they do not get the soul. That is a big deal. It's still a big win though for DK.
Goal lead, so an advantage still in favor of them, but not securing the soul. Definitely big.
Yep.
For T1 to deny that one.
I'll teleport in from Showmaker here, gets him back over towards this Arakan. Still having that one on their minds for the moment, but was also able to take that top outer turret.
It is a Black Cleaver for aiming. We have seen this build, so not as much.
Oh, Carrier finding a Pulverize, but it's only on to Beryl for now. Crescent Guard out here as well from Lucid, who finds himself in a very awkward spot. Cataclysm, as it's a possible overextension here for Ona, but he finds a phenomenal flag and drag on top of Beryl, and then the Pulverize comes on in, but still, the damage is massive. It's just not enough as T1! They manage the aggro perfectly and wipe out 4 members of DK.
What a team fight from T1. The low health bar so close to going down, but just enough to survive. Showmaker doesn't get the resets, isn't at its best.
This was, it looked suicidal.
It was, Ona. He died.
Yeah, well, but like, look at how much he achieved.
It was so good. It was so well played.
My God, he is just, actually, he's something else.
He didn't even die.
No, he didn't.
I thought he did. I just assumed when he was on that hesitant because they've lost Showmaker's ultimate. Now they have to approach. They don't have control of the area against Talia Scion.
Oh, Faker goes golden, seeing that charm coming over the wall as now Amy gets flashed into. Headbutt Pulverize, and there's everything, but he still managed to flash away. The Monsoon's down as well as Faker was taken out. Lucid gets into the backline, but Gumushi, oh no! He's taken down, and now aiming is frontlining into Doran, and that is exactly what he was looking for. DK strike back and find themselves a great team fight.
And it's Beryl flashing in to help take down Gumayushi, the DPS Janna, to finish it up. It looked like T1 maybe found the angle onto aim it down quickly.
Yeah, we'll see who's going to be able to get this smite, as it's another one that T1 desperately want to be able to find for themselves. The Howling Gale not quite finding the avenue in as Lucid is in position. Faker looking for the wall angle, and he will be able to get that one down. Wind becomes lightning, but there's the headbutt to get the jungler out of there. Carrier might sacrifice himself, though, as the seismic shove, and down goes Lucid. Now Doran trying to get it done as Ona finds aiming, but the Relentless Pursuit's going to get him out of there. It's a good charm as well, but Ona just flashes on top of him, and Showmaker has to flash away. It's a triple for Gumayushi, and T1 this time find the team fight.
Almost 8,000 damage from Guma, the Ricochet shredding Dplus there. The Arakan buff not doing enough, and now T1 will look to do a lot of damage to the base. Can they end here is the question.
I mean, that would be ridiculous, surely. It's 30 minutes, though.
They're going to do a lot of damage to the base at minimum. Showmaker, I think, should be enough to dissuade them from ending, but a lot of damage is going to be done.
It should at least be an inhibitor, and they might even be able to get an avenue towards this top lane one as well. And if anything, it's going to be a gigantic swinging gold. About 4,000 is what they were able to put together here to extend that lead. And Ona comes alongside Doran to be able to take down this inner turret as well. So that is the redemption obviously is the biggest deal. As now Lucid might find himself in an awkward position once again. This time has the whole crew with him, but the seismic shove comes down yet again. This time he got the ult off, but it doesn't actually matter. As now aiming finds himself in amongst 2 frontliners. Showmaker looking to make his way in, and aiming is just dead. Out of position entirely. Carrier finds the headbutt back. And you thought you were chasing the cow. He was just getting you in position to be butchered yourself. And T1, I don't think they're losing another fight in this game.
Yeah, this game, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to close out and get soul on this one. The Janna, I think there was a lot of positives earlier in the game, but it hasn't
seemed to matter.
Yep, IE does finally come in for aiming, but just feels a little
potential
bit
of the Talia composition, so incredibly powerful as they will be able to wipe out the turret. Still an opportunity for a team fight perhaps here for DK, but it's just not feeling very good. And they're going to have to really get their ducks in a row. It's going to have to be one of those miracle fights if they are going to make that one happen. As another culling comes through, of course, Carrier, his favorite target, but aiming not really able to do too much of anything at all, as now Doran just making his way over. Gumushi with a nice spell shield there, avoids getting knocked up. Could have been a dangerous one, as now in goes Lucid, finds the angle as Doran's going to get pushed back. That's kind of where he wants to be. Headbutt Pulverize, and they take down both of the solo laners in an instant. Shiu does go golden though, as Aiming picks up a double, but then he's lying on the floor. And Lucid, the last man standing, it's a quadra kill for the Chovy, as they're looking to set it up, and there's the Penta for Owner. If there's ever anyone who is deserving in this game, it is Owner. He has been so good and gets to celebrate with a jungle pentakill at the end.
A crazy performance from Owner, delivering the bounce house onto Dplus. This J4 performance, an absolute.
Oh man, that is a cannon.
Okay.
Which T1 are we watching? All right.
Hey,
even Sunke, I heard him. Owner, and is going to be unseen as he walks his way in. This is dangerous, as Aiming going to have to flash to get himself out of the way, as the feathers not going to be enough to take him down, but still
his laners. You can obviously see Aiming on the scoreboard is a little bit ahead and farm, but there's a big wave going to shove in.
Oh man, Doran did not want to do that, as the Infernal Chains are going to ruin his day.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. You really have to be respectful.
Oh, Showmaker pretty far up in this lane. And does have flash, is going to use it, still does get stunned momentarily.
And Wukong just can't do this. You know, Wukong is incredibly strong.
Oh god. Shiu looking for an angle here once again, flashed for it. But now Beryl is looking for a bit of an angle, and Faker is in trouble. Lucid turns up as well, and this will be first blood being delivered to the Monkey King. Feels like that pentakill may have made him feel a little bit confident here in this matchup.
I mean, you just don't want to tango with the Pantheon as the Wukong early on.
Flash in from Doran, looking for the angle. Owner is here as Shiu tries to make the world end, but it's his world that is going down. And T1 are going to eat.
Getting all that early momentum, getting all that constant pressure.
All right, we've just got a killer instinct as Aiming goes in. Level 5 for Gumushi, so he can't use the Feather Storm. Still, Owner is going to turn up. It will be Guma going down, and Owner not going to be able to do this one by himself. And so DK finding one back themselves. Also going to be some grubs going on over to DK here at the same time. So first objective will be taken from the map as Beryl gets himself over the wall, because of course it was about to get sandwiched by a Lulu and a Pantheon. And all of the grubs will be here picked up by DK. T1 in position. Shape Splitter not going to be the option here, as Owner walking so quickly, as Lucid will get himself out of there, and Beryl will not. He is extraordinarily dead. Yeah. So Beryl for grubs.
Beryl a little bit overextended when he had to burn that initial flash, and then it's so crazy.
It is very silly, as now Doran is in a lot of trouble. Does have Slicing Maelstrom, but there is the Cyclone to come down. Lucid will die, as Doran even lives. Aiming comes in and finishes him off, but now Shiu is the one in trouble. Pop Blossom here, and it's not going to be enough to save anything. And in fact, I think Beryl is just going to die, and Kerry is going to come on over and make sure that that happens. That was not the dive that DK was looking for.
Huge turnaround play for T1. The Pantheon coming in clutch. I mentioned it. I spoke in existence. The pings are coming through. T1 heard me.
Ah, there we go.
Said, oh yeah, Dragon exists.
So it will be a 9-minute-old Dragon that will be taken down here by T1, as DK looking for a bit of an angle towards this turret, but Doran says no, and a massive Pop Blossom to come through, but it's only onto the cannon, and Carrier comes on over. Beryl is going to be dead yet again. That's 0-3 for this Nico, and another kill going over to the cannon. They might be able to get Aiming as well, and there it is, and in comes Owner once again. Shiu's going to get taken down. Now Lucid's by himself, and DK are just falling apart, unless it is, no, it's not. And Owner is going to pick up a double. That's a 6-0.
Cannon. And on the bot side, Pantheon flies in and is just so strong.
Immediate shockwave as well on top of the Pantheon. He also gets the orb for the extra tankiness. And it's just beautifully played.
Throwing a fakie, you're going to feel bad, and Guma has the Feather Storm. So if this engage from Dplus doesn't work, your team comp kind of falls apart.
Well, Showmaker looking for a bit of an angle here. Gravity Field is down in a decent position as Doran going to get flashed on here. Shiu finds his way over, and there is the shutdown. It's Showmaker that actually collects the kill. T1 still in position, though. A lot of resources were used to take down the cannon. Shockwave connects onto a couple, as now Beryl trying to keep himself alive. Lucid takes down the Rift Herald. They collect the Iron. T1, they're just looking to get out of there. Man disadvantage coming on in, but still Faker doing so much work.
Okay, great. Yeah, we don't need to do any more. They were kind of fishing a little bit, but they don't over... Oh, no.
Well, Shiu is likely to die. Unfortunately, his Sundered Sky's not quite enough.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it certainly is. That is going to be first turret going over to T1 as well.
T1 is picking up more and more. They're going to get this bot tower as well.
And at this point, DK are just getting pulled around the map. Gumayusi might be in trouble. This time he has Featherstorm, though, and a whole bunch of friends. And T1 are going to flash towards them. There's Faker picking up the two-man Shockwave. Now Lucid's in trouble. Cyclone has to be used very defensively, but I just don't think it's defensive enough. And in goes Owner to lock down the kill. That is a legendary Pantheon. And DK circling the drain already here pre-20 minutes.
Featherstorm, Flash, Barrier, Wild Growth. None of them even used. I think that shows the confidence T1 have right now. They're calling you to contest. They have all their tools available. The only thing they don't have is a flash on Faker, so maybe Faker needs to be the target. We'll see if they can pull that off. They do throw the Herald down mid, though. A potential soul is very late in this game, and it's going to be...
There it is.
There you go.
And you just don't want to be on the same
screen
as him. Exactly. As aiming is now going to, speaking of which, just get flashed on. There's the Shockwave, and where did he go? He's just gone.
Yeah, and I think it's just a give up and let them have it.
I'm going to go with a foregone conclusion.
Yeah,
that one.
9-0 now on the double-sundered Sky. But he's fine dying once he's pressed his ultimate.
Well, Pop Blossom is going to find one here, but Ona says goodbye, Beryl. And down he will go. Now Lucid finding himself in an awkward spot as the angle from Doran is glorious. Just executes aiming and looks to make his way out. The man drop comes in and Doran goes down, but it does not matter. It's only Sheer left alive. He's going to try and umbrally dash away. He's a very cute snowman.
3 now for Ona on this Pantheon. Baron about to come through as well. T1 looking to take this one to match point.
Oh, okay. Another Shockwave to come through here as Faker was pushing out this mid-wave. And the Baron still hasn't gone down yet, and they still managed to get that inner. So Ona and Gumayusi going to be able to finish this one off, and there it goes. And now it's Soul Point here for T1 on top of everything else. I don't know whether we're going to see a Soul this game.
Now Doran has a Seeker's Arm Guard. Okay.
Aha.
Okay, now you're really in trouble.
Now he doesn't even trade his life for 5 people.
No.
He just kills 5 people.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem very fair. But now they're looking to catch Faker out of position. Nice two-man Shockwave does come in as Pop Blossom will pick him up, but the Wild Growth is there and Ona gets on top of aiming. They're like, that's cute, but now Orianna is a tank. Shiu trying to get in there, but Carrier just walks him around like he's taking the dog for a walk. And now Lucid, he's going to try and get out of there. And the Monkey not going to be able to affect the ending of this game in a positive way for DK. I think they're going to have to look for the next one if they want to make a victory, because T1 are moving towards match point, and they're doing so in style as 13-0-4 for this Pantheon. And if there's ever a way to break a losing streak, this is a pretty good way to do it.
Honestly, this has been the best Ona performance we've had since last game.
Yeah,
he's been on a tear.
An absolute tear, yeah.
Absolute tear. Dplus getting forced back onto their fountain, trying to look for a return, weren't able to find it, and T1 will take us to match point in this series.
1 win away from Worlds. 1 win away.
Not what you want to do. So you can see he's kind of like, oh, I don't want to go.
Rammus! What?
Goes for the Rammus.
Hang on, where is everything going?
Oh, no, yeah, there you go.
The learning does come in. Flash immediately going to be traded here towards the bottom side, and they get aimings as well.
Okay.
As the Powerball has
Powerball into Ignite?
Okay, there it is.
There it is!
Oh! He called it and even gets the cleanse. Oh, this Rammus value so high already.
The tech, he's a nowhere.
All right, now just going to walk in and start hitting the turret, get some money. Look at that.
Got to get the Willed Atlas value. You know, he's a big fan of Atlas, so, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty nice. Don't make me blush. Don't make me blush. As Lucid, he's a hot dog. And he's just hanging out in the enemy jungle, as right now Carrier is going to sweep his way through. We'll see whether he does get in trouble, as there's the Powerball once again. Let's see whether he hits the jackpot, as Carrier going to be taken down to about 50%. And Gumayusi comes on over here. Maybe they've overstepped their bounds, as the Chain Lash not going to quite find anything.
Yeah, and Guma bounced.
It's a lot of okay on both sides of the rift here, as the Powerball once again going to come on through here, as Deadly Flourish comes down. Carrier will turn up. As Beryl is doing his very best to get value out of this, but he will just get hit by this Zenith Blade as in goes Carrier, and now just looking to try and latch on to Beryl. Shield of Daybreak comes in, but Beryl is going to be the flash from Ona! And he tanks up the turret, but he is not worried about it at all. And as
whether Dplus continue on in their playoff run or not, isn't this the way Beryl wants to go?
Oh, nice taunt to come down there as Doran was kind of baiting. Cannon Barrage does come on through as there is the slam from Ona. Picks up yet another one onto Beryl. Oh dear. It's not feeling as okay as it was.
Guys, is Rammus support a scaling pick? I need to...
We could have a look at the support Rammus stats from the LCK to figure that one out. As we're going to check this one out from Ona's perspective.
He closes so much distance here. The E to the minion. Oh man, that was clean.
In this series, because he's been playing so incredibly well.
Oh man, coming in with a Morgana ult.
Oh,
I think Amy's going to try and ult to assist Beryl.
Well, let's see whether the curtain call is going to work, because Beryl is very, very dead. Feats of Warfare do come down, and Carrier is able to tank up the turret. It is just that easy as Showmaker comes in. Lucid is taking a dragon. They are trading things for the Rammus.
Look, let's be honest, right? I think other players in the elimination game of playoffs...
CS disadvantage. That is kind of the TF way, and the Gangplank fits the same build. Solar Flare going to come on through as... Oh, if at first... wait, they killed Beryl 3 times. Well, never mind. He is going to be able to slam his way over the wall. That was close. Nicely played, but another one does come in there, and they landed onto Lucid. He just gets blown up, and now Beryl will maybe survive. Gets the Powerball out, is now aiming, trying to get some work done onto Ona, but they had the Cannon Barrage there in position as well, so Ona is going to be...
He already felt pretty difficult to kill.
And it's only going to get worse from here. We do have Blackfire Torch completed here for Showmaker, but he's been a bit of a non-factor so far in this game as Carrier just wraps around looking for Shiu. He does press the Grandmaster's Might button, but I still think he's just dead. Lucid turns up, but a little late, and finds a couple of pickles, but not too much more.
Yeah, the Grandmaster might not. These champions where if you're behind, you just can't really kill targets who are a bit bulkier.
And the Gangplank as well is just getting out of control. Gangplank with tempo in a game is just nigh unstoppable.
I mean, he actually has a bigger lead than Ona does.
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous as now Showmaker tries to put down the Soul Shackles, and the Redemption helps Faker out here and just destroys the Morgana. Cheeky little assist there from Carrier across the map.
Yeah, so I feel like that, you know, the answer to the cannon is just drop a barrel in their head.
Yeah.
Oh no, Beryl!
Oh dear, gonna get engaged on once again. Gumyushi gonna come on over, and another slam. This time it just fails. But that's fine. Beryl will get himself out of there. Has to use the ult to do so.
Yep, little misplay there from Ona. Not sure would have really led to the kill.
Rammus Cam.
Yeah.
I love Rammus Cam.
I'm just glad it's going to need like a balance of a mistake from T1, like significant mistakes, but also like a big punish from Dplus.
He's okay. He's okay. He's okay. Lucid might be okay as well as Faker throws down a bear, but the doggo is looking to take him down. Still very, very close as it's a 1-for-1, but that is 1 on the board for DK.
And I'm pretty sure Faker's worth a lot more gold than Beryl is right now.
I would say so.
I will definitely say... Oh no. Wait,
he just gets ignited, and the Solar Flare comes down. Thankfully, Black Shield is going to be there, but he still dies! The last tick, and that's why you buy potions, ladies and gentlemen, I guess.
The thing as well, Carrier had Redemption.
Oh man, so he was still able to probably kill him.
And he just knew he didn't need it. He was just like, you know what? Calculated. Had it in his head.
Easy.
Worked out the math in a moment. It was like, I don't even need this.
Well, Deadly Flourish comes down. Cone put up there by Gumyushi as Beryl trying to protect his AD carry. That's a dicey one.
Well, you know how obviously we were looking at the jungle matchup and we're like, right, Ona's 4-0. Once the extra resists, the locket gives.
See whether that's going to work out here as the curtains are being called. Gumyushi going to get slowed down momentarily. A couple of bullets will land as now Showmaker, let's see whether he can land the Dark Binding, and he can't. So Gumyushi does take a lot of bullets, and now we've got Lucid going in, and then going untargetable. We'll see whether he can actually survive as the Pickle's not going to connect, and Ona is so incredibly strong. He'll find Beryl yet again as Shiu now trying to do something, but he cannot protect his Bowser. He's going to be able to slam his way out, and there is Ona going golden as well. Man, he can afford that? That is ridiculous as Showmaker looks for the Soul Shackles onto Carrier. He does walk his way out. It's only Lucid that's died so far, but now Showmaker might be the one going down. As he flashes away, the Dark Binding will be avoided. And Ona now looks for some chains, but does not get them. And Doran is taking it in a turret in the top lane.
And they got a turret mid as well. I feel like Ona's chains just go further. You know, I feel like the chain length has just been so long whenever he's throwing them out. And Dplus just going from bad to... Barrel's
Come on, Barrel! Let's protect the turret. He got the barrel.
Gets the taunt.
Barrel versus barrel, as it turns out. It's barrel. Okay, we got a flanking teleport. Let's see whether this one's going to work out as Lucid turns up as well. Doran is the target. He eats some oranges. Not quite as K as he wants to be, and so that is a kill. Coming on through for aiming.
That's only an 8,800 gold lead.
There was a step in the right direction, right? Doran died. I don't know whether it really impacts the outcome.
500 gold ahead.
Yeah. He has a collector and a BF sword in comparison to the tunneler. All right, flash out from Faker. Showmaker looks for a bit of an angle. Curtain Call comes in alongside the Black Shield, and aiming is able to finish it off.
I like how Faker was like, maybe Tibbers can block the shot.
Didn't quite work out there, but still, sometimes you just got to throw it down. He's got Malignance, it'll be fine, it'll be back off. As they might be able to get themselves a turret, that could be a big deal.
Oh, with the objective bounty.
There it is.
Hey, the gold lead.
It's
a lot
only
less.
7.7k.
Well, that's than it has been for a while. Okay, Barrel's going in.
This might be a bridge too far, as Shiu is actually over here. Looks to dive in on top of Carrier, but the Cloud Rift going to be helping out. Now the Cannon Barrage comes on through. Grandmaster's Might once again. Not going to quite be enough as the bullet time finishes off the Jax. And now Lucid just desperately trying to jump over a wall. He might be able to do so, but instead, it's Gumayusi that locks this one up. T1 dropping their wallets on them in the end is now aiming, looking for an angle. Showmaker, can you actually find the CC? As Barrel power slams! And he's dead. Gumayushi's going to be able to lock that one up. And now Showmaker, oh, the chains just barely missing a link. And Showmaker will be able to walk his way out. The Rift Herald partying.
On Doran for that one.
Yeah, he was allowing Shelly.
He does. You got to open him up.
Oh, and if you got that prize, it would be so good.
Yeah. I feel better already.
Right? Oh, that was great. That was exactly what we needed. Thank you so much. I've ever seen in my life. I'm so glad that the Korean broadcast as well has realized that this is the more important thing to focus on. As, all right, we got a slam on in here from Barrel, who taunts up Ona. Oh, it's not actually on the Korean broadcast. This is actually G-Sun and Yundo that are doing this just for us. Oh, that is even better.
We're blessed.
As we might be blessed with a team fight as well, as Barrel is in a bit of trouble. Some bullets coming on through there, stolen away by Ona, as it's curtains for Barrel once again for the 6th time. We call that the reverse Ona from the Pantheon game. He's trying to go the distance.
You know what?
The other direction.
If he's gonna go out, this is the most.
So maybe we'll save that for when Nexuses are exploding.
I think that's a good plan.
Some shackles coming
on
through. Dark Binding will connect here as the taunt comes down as well. The chain CC comes in. Doran is difficult to kill, but aiming, he's got a 3rd bullet, and he's going to put it in the Pirate.
There's some value.
Something value coming in hot.
Yeah.
Didn't even need to use the locket.
God bless.
Fine. As, all right, flash in from Shiu, looking for Faker here. But Faker's still offering a fair bit of damage back, and
they got him.
They did manage to get him.
Okay.
And also getting the bear value as well as buttons.
There could have been a teemo there, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe you've got like actual tunnel vision and you can't see the outside of the screen, you can't see the scoreboard or the top.
Oh, Shiu actually able to avoid the barrels. That was very cute. Does manage to get the last one as well, and leaps away.
There you go.
That was a positive play.
Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, if you just can't see any of the scoreboard, able to find Faker when he didn't have his stun immediately prepped. He did obviously prep it with the Tibbers, but beating around with the oh, they're just starting up the Baron. They're like, guys, we've been messing around too much. Let's spice things up a bit.
Well, it's precisely what they're going to do. Lucid going to be able to dodge the Solar Flare relatively well. Bullet time is going to get eaten as well. And Barrel finding a wraparound, looking for Carrier. Let's see whether they can actually lock him down. Down he will go, as now Shiu, oh, the Cannon Barrage not getting the most value. Shiu's actually able to go golden as well. But the Leap Strike gets himself out of there. Faker follows with a huge bear though. Drops it on top of them, aiming just barely, limping his way out. And it's the flash in from Ona, finds the slam to take down the Jin. Showmaker just doing his best to clear out some of these minions. And the Soul Shackles to come on forward. He's dead, ladies and gentlemen, although he does flash to get himself. Oh my, what the heck just happened? Okay, Showmaker's sort of lived. This game's a mess.
There's a lot. Oh man, this has been a journey. 12,000 gold lead.
Boris doesn't sell that. This turret is going to survive at least for the moment, but Ona is just going to come through and take this one down. That is a taunt on top of Ona, and he goes golden with that Zhonya's purchased earlier. Now Lucid in a little bit of trouble as he is able to get through the base gate.
Ona's 5 levels up on Lucid. He is 5 levels up on Lucid.
He's level 18. He's 2 levels above the highest level on the other team, and now they go in. Faker is going to go down. Shiu's going to go golden once again. The interruption is decent as Lucid gets into the backline to take down Gumayushi. And Shiu looking for an angle. There is no Zhonya's on Ona, and that is actually going to be almost an ace. Doran is alive, but DK just won a fight. Aiming is pretty strong, as you can see by that dragon damage. And now Lucid, oh my god, those barrels hurt so much. The cannon barrage comes down as well. Aiming does a lot of damage, but that is going to be Cloud Soul coming in. But there's the slam from Beryl. They're looking to try and take down Gumayushi, but Ona is able to take him down. Oh my god, the damage from T1 is disgusting. Showmaker looking to lock down Faker, but I just don't think it's going to work. Aiming finding some bullets, but there he goes. That's the ace. That's the last-ditch effort. And T1 here in Game 4 will book their ticket to Worlds and give themselves a chance to still win the LCK here in 2025.
The back-to-back world champions won't be denied an opportunity to run it back one more time and still can run that lower bracket and try and win the